we're going to try another one of these little videos on this makeshift station I have here in my little rental. Since I moved over here to Oklahoma City, it's been really strange. I miss my house and I miss some of my friends, and but the people at work have been really nice, and it's been a kind of an adventure. So I thought today what I would do is look at some holiday palette. I'm actually going to do two looks today. One with last year's Lancôme Louvre palette, and then one with this year's Lancôme, what's the one called? Celestial Rose, which I really love that palette. I think it's going to be top 5 of the year probably. And then I have a few other things from holiday collections. I have the 2 Gucci blushes, so we'll use those today from this year's holiday. This is not a holiday collection, but it is a new item. It is the Armani Luminous Silk Liquid Aqua highlighter, and I have mine in shade 3, which is like kind of a rose gold. Looks real pretty. I have the Peach and Lily setting spray. We're going to use the Valentino liners, the blue and the green, and then a few things I got during the holiday sale at Sephora, like the Tom Ford Soleil Blanche bronzer. This is in shade 2, and then just a few other little random things here and there. And then for my base, I'm going to use Chanel Sublimage because I thought it would do really well. So I have the Sublimage primer, the Sublimage concealer, and the foundation. So I'm going to start with my brows, as always, because they seem to take up the bulk of my face. Let's see if we can figure this out here, because this is not easy to do outside of the little studio I built at my house, which, knock on wood, is still doing fine. I have friends checking on it, which has been, great. And gosh, I miss it. It has been a whirlwind. The people at work have been really great. So I do, well, I guess I do a split schedule. So I do half my week in the medical school and half my week at the main campus. And everyone's been really nice. It's just the weirdest shit has been happening since I moved here. So the day I moved here, that weekend, I got in a tornado in November. Now obviously the tornado did not come here, but there was a tornado warning, which of course is terrifying if you're not familiar. And then I went to see that movie Conclave at the movie theater, and it was really good. It was fun. But when I got out of the movie theater, it was a movie theater that was in like an AMC. This is my Rare Beauty eye primer. It was in an AMC that was in a mall. They have a very nice mall here. And so anyway, I get done at the movie and I come out and the mall is closed. So I spent 40 minutes in the mall, endlessly walking, trying to find somebody to let me out. And then the lady said, "Oh, you can't use that door that you came in." And I'm like, there's no signs. There was nothing, which I thought was really strange. I really did think it was going to be like one of those 90s movies where I was going to fall asleep in the mall. But I did not. So luckily that was good. And then to add fun to the whole thing, my number one sort of fear when it comes to hotels and apartments and Airbnbs and things like that is bed bugs. And guess what this place had? And so I found that out on Saturday. My best friend came to visit. And let's start with last year's Lancôme, which I love, the Lancôme Louvre palette. God, this is a beautiful palette. Just greens and pinks. So my best friend comes to visit, and I'm going to start with this kind of cream color. My best friend comes to visit, and I thought that I had welts, from being just kind of stressed about the move and all. And he was like, no, that's not what that looks like. And so we went to a clinic, and lo and behold, that's what it was. And at first, when I contacted my landlord, he, of course, was like, well, maybe you brought them with you, which was the wrong thing to say to me because I am a clean freak. And I knew that I did not bring them with me. And so that was not the way into my heart. We'll deepen it up here on the corner a little bit. The only thing with this palette that I wish is that it had just a touch more depth. But anyway, so that didn't go over well with me. And then they finally moved me to a different Airbnb, which was actually really nice. And he did offer to pay for that, and he did. And I'm grateful for that. But then they came in here and they did a heat treatment, they did a spray treatment, they did fog, and they put in electronic devices. So I am so just praying that this is the end of this process for me, because it has been really stressful. And I was eaten alive. Okay, this is that beautiful green. This reminds me of the Pat McGrath green from, what's the middle one? Sublime, of the original three. Just beautiful. These Lancome Lisa Eldridge palettes are stunning. So yeah, I was really freaked out about that, and I'm just praying that they're gone. Apparently one of the treatments is 90% effective, 160 and 170, and they did all three. So I'm just praying that between that and then me doing the work of, laundry and washing stuff and everything, that it just goes away. Now I'm going to use the pinkest color on the inner third and bring it up a little bit to match that champagne. This is such a pretty palette, which you may not even be able to see in this light, but it's what we have. So yeah, that has been a real adventure and something I would not wish on anybody. I finally told my boss what was going on, and she was really sweet. I mean, I had to. I don't know anybody else in this town really. And, you have such shame with that, even though I've seen stories before where the nicest hotels in the world, some of the nicest hotels in New York, have them. I mean, it doesn't discriminate. Oh yeah, if you use your finger, of course you're going to get more of a payoff. So, do these have names? Yeah, they do. So the green is called, I can't pronounce these, so we're going to say the green's in here, the pink's over here, the copper's over here, and the off-white's up here. They have French names. Now, I think this year on the palette, they translated those. Thank God. So, yeah, that's a beautiful palette. It really does give, what is that? The middle one. It's subliminal. It really does give that Pat McGrath kind of spirit in it. I just wish that it had like a chocolate brown, but it's beautiful. And, I could have used a like a chocolate brown or like black coffee from Pat McGrath, and that would have darkened it up. But I wanted to use the Valentino in Green Stravaganza, because these are stunning. If you haven't picked them up, they might make a nice holiday gift. So I'm going to just wing this out a little bit. So it's been really hard because it's like things have gone well at work. The people are real nice. But all this crazy ass weird shit has been happening. And and then, like I said, I do miss my friends. I miss like our Wednesday night dinners and that sort of thing. Now, my best friend Oliver came down last weekend, and that was great, because that's the best way you're going to find out about a new city, is to go with, new people, so that you get to explore the new things when they get to explore them. Because if you're just here by yourself, then chances are you're either tired from going to work, or, you don't have the time. Now, this palette has a big highlighter in it, which the new one doesn't. But what I'm going to do is take a little bit of that highlighter and just run it along the under the brow and out. That's really pretty. So we'll come back to this eye in a minute and finish it up, but let's start on the lid of the other one. So the palette this year is Celestial Rose, also beautiful. I like it. It has more depth than the original, and I would say the other thing I really like is that, although I love that highlighter, this one is just eyeshadows. If you saw my last video, I apologize. I cannot figure out this camera setup, and if you saw what I have here, you would laugh. Yeah, so this is what I've been dealing with, these welts, and I'm just praying that is over. I vacuumed, I deep cleaned, yeah, okay, enough bitching, I guess. So let's start with, on this eye, the kind of goldish color over here, and I'm gonna put that in the crease. So these palettes don't really have a matte in them. You'd have to use, you know, a pencil or your favorite matte shadow. But these two colors in particular, god damn it, these two colors in particular kind of sheer out a little, so they can provide, they kind of act like a matte. That's a pretty brown. And I'm going to use my finger because I want a lot of depth in this corner. And then I can go back in. And of course I'll clean this up with concealer. But that's pretty. So of course the star of this show is the blue, but there's also a duochrome and a pink in here. So I think what I'm gonna do is do the duochrome, which is beautiful, on the lid. Normally I do my Pat McGrath Intensify wand to get as much payoff as possible, but I forgot because I don't have things where they're supposed to be, and it's getting really confusing on how to do things here. This apartment is so small that it's a challenge. Okay, so on the inner third, what if we did the blue? Okay, that'd be weird, but you know what? Why not? Okay. Okay, yeah, that does look a little weird, but I'm gonna tame it down with some of this duochrome, and it's just a little pop of blue. That's actually pretty. I kind of like that. So we'll come back to that in a minute and finish out the inner corner. But before that, we need to do the concealer and all that. So for my primer, I'm going to use the Chanel, the SOIN Perfecteur, the primer. This is a nice product. It's expensive. And I don't know that it's my favorite primer. It's a perfector. It does give a nice glow, but you are putting makeup on top of it. So, I mean, I could see if you were using it by itself, it could be really beautiful. But it is a pretty product, and I think it probably does work extremely well with the Sublimage, which, as you know, I love, although there are some downsides. A, the smell, and B, the packaging. Now, when I moved here, I only brought the little Chanel thingies of them. But, you know, that's what I do at the house, too. I depot, like, a portion into these. That way I'm not opening that stupid tub over and over and over. And not wasting product or getting too much air on it. So that's a universal shade, by the way, on the primer. So for the under eye corrector, I have it in B10. And so I'm just gonna take a little bit and dot it. A little bit goes a long way with this product because it's kind of like a mousse. It's a thicker consistency. So I really like it though. Again, expensive, but it is a beautiful product at the end of the day. I mean, it's where you value it. Now I have mine in a color that is very bright. I probably could go down or up to a deeper shade, but I don't mind the brightening under the eyes. And I just kind of blend it in with the foundation and it works. So I'm just blending that out. Now normally I would use my Refer brushes, but I did not bring them until I get settled over here and find a spot. And I can promise you, as lovely and cute as this is, minus the bugs, this will not be the spot because everything is in one room. It's probably like if I had moved to New York City, what I would have. It's maybe 150 square feet. There's things I really miss. Like I'm a bather, so I really miss a bathtub and it just has a shower, obviously. And and then just the space. Well, and then we have the other obvious issue, which I'm praying is corrected, because I don't want to move again, and I'm afraid if it's not corrected this time with the 3 treatments, then what choice do I have? I think I would have to move. So I'm going to smooth that out a little bit, because that was not a great brush to use for it, but I can use my foundation brush and kind of glide it over. And that looks pretty. Now, let's go back into that green look. And on the bottom, what I'm going to do is run that copper color. Where are you? This one here on the bottom. Because I have the green wing on the top, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to kind of connect it. And it is kind of shocking. I didn't know if they would match, but the Valentino green liner is like a perfect match for the green that's in this palette, which would mean it probably would be for the Pat McGrath as well. That's pretty. Now on the other one, what I'll do is, what do we want to do on that look? Well, what we want to do, Wayne, is find a brush that can actually do what you want it to do. You know, if I can miracle. So on the other one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the blue Valentino liner, and what is the real color of this? Blue Niagara. And I'm going to run that on the bottom. But the thing I like about the Valentino liners is they have a brush, so you can kind of smear it out. So that's what I'm going to do on the bottom here. Now I have a feeling this blue, yeah, it's a little bit bolder and brighter than the blue that's in the Lancome palette. But it's not a terrible difference. If anything, I kind of like it because it's giving, you know, a little bit more light. I could have used like Blitz Blue from Pat McGrath, and that probably would have been a much better fit. Now I'm going to take the brush and I'm just going to smoke this out just a little bit on the bottom. And I only stabbed my eye once there because, again, this is not a conducive situation for doing makeup. So I'm going to take this again and fix that spot where I wiped it off. And then I'm going to go on the top and make a wing over here. Okay, this might be the worst wing that I've ever done. But you know what we'll do? I think we'll just make it like full on 60s. Make the wing the star of this show. Because that went a lot thicker and more pronounced than I wanted. But it looks fine. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that blue again and just kind of merge it into the wing more. For kind of the inner third and then down, so that the wing kind of looks like an offshoot of it. And blend the two together so you don't really see the difference. Okay, that actually doesn't look bad. On this eye, what we'll do on the inner corner is this one actually has an inner corner color, so we'll do this silvery, metallic-y, kind of pretty color and bring that up to match the blue. That's very pretty, if I do say so myself. And on the bottom, I'm going to take just this, the most pinkest color, which I haven't used yet, and just do that little section on the inner third. And that is a very kind of vibrant pink, unlike the duochrome that's on the top. So it's a pretty contrast to the blue. On the other one, it doesn't have an inner corner color. The lightest color it has is actually the highlighter. So I'm gonna grab the highlighter on my finger and just do that on the inner corner, which actually is really pretty. And on the bottom, I'm gonna take the pinky color and do the same thing I've done on the other, where it's just the inner tear duct portion. Now I need to finish that eye out because I didn't do the green waterline on that. So let me grab that. So all in all, I would say it has been an interesting opportunity, a learning opportunity with lots of challenges, but it's nice to know at 43 you can still do these things. Okay, I'm gonna grab my YSL in brown, because I think brown would look prettiest with both of these. This, of course, is my favorite mascara. And I could have curled these for drama, but it's fine. And I'm like, I'm just gonna use the brown on the other side too, because with blue and pink, brown looks really pretty. I think I said in a former video that last year around this time, it was Charlotte Holdcroft who got me onto these Lisa Eldridge Lancome palettes. I guess these are the 2 holiday ones that she's done. They are really beautiful. The quality is really top notch. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my Chanel foundation, and I have Sublimage in 22. So I'm just gonna dot it. This is a thicker, kind of whipped foundation. Again, you have to deal with the smell, but it is a beautiful product. If you can deal with the smell. I would say it's not particularly glowy. It's kind of like a demi-matte, like a natural finish. They're freakishly expensive, but I mean, it is a beautiful product. Sometimes, it's like with food, you're like, it's really expensive, or like the hotel, but then you're like, but it is really nice. Like, it's when it's not that you have the problem. So let's buff this in a little bit. And this color is a little bit light for me, but it's not terrible. With bronzer and everything, it's fine. It's hard to shade match on these colors because, first of all, they do have more than they used to apparently, but you often, unless you live in a big city, you have to get them online because stores don't typically carry Sublimage. Like, we have a store here that carries a great deal of Chanel, but they don't have Sublimage. It probably just doesn't sell because of its price. Okay, we need to clean up that one blue line a little bit. Or smoke it out a little bit. It's a pretty noise, wasn't it? Okay. So that looks pretty. So let's do our contour. And of course you know what that's going to be. 9 times out of 10. I will use the Westman Atelier and Biscuit. Still my favorite contour. Not even close. The Dior is very good. Love the Victoria Beckham, but it's too expensive. I just use it on my nose sometimes. Although you can use these mini sizes on your nose of Westman. But you cannot beat the Westman Atelier in Biscuit. So I'm going to take my same brush and just kind of damp off any additional foundation that was on there. And push this in and create that. It's the perfect color. Obviously, I cannot speak to the other colors. They have 2 other colors for darker skin tones, but it's the perfect color. It's malleable. I always get them during the Sephora sale, although Westman Atelier sometimes has sales on their website too. And it's the perfect contour. So let me just do that on my nose just a little bit. I miss all my tools that I have at home. I'm having to use brushes that I would never use for some of this stuff, but whatever. Now, I always do my Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting stick on the matte side normally, just down the front. And I don't use a brush for that. I just kind of blend it in with my fingers just to create that line. Okay, I did not blend out that contour very well. And none of y'all told me. So we're gonna try that again. That's a little better. It also looks like my nose has a zip on it. So that's a nice way to start the week. Okay, bronzer. So I picked the Tom Ford Soleil, what's it called? Soleil Glow Bronzer Eclat in 02 Terra. And I only got it because it was already marked down to, I think, $60, and then you got the 20% off on it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got it, but I think it was Tanaya or somebody online was like, it is a beautiful bronzer. So I was like, well, this is the chance to get it. Although I'm very excited because in the town that I moved to here, they do have a cosmetic store, and they oftentimes have Tom Ford products. Oh, geez, that is pigmented. Okay. So, I was worried about perhaps the foundation being too light. I do not have to worry about that now, because I'm going to blend this over with a fluffy brush. Okay, no one can say that that does not have a good amount of pigment. Holy crap. It's pretty though. So for the blush, I have the new Gucci holiday blushes, since this is kind of using some holiday makeup. The one, number 11, Intense Ruby, I like to put up, higher on my cheekbone, and then I use the other one, which is like the peach one. It has a stupid name, I don't know, I can look it up in a second. But I like to put it closer to the apple. And nobody beats Gucci blushes. I mean, Valentino blushes are beautiful. RMS are beautiful. I gotta tell you, for work, because you know, I'm in the South, so I don't go in full glam, but I do have imperfections. And so what I've been using a lot lately is the Merit Serum, the Merit Stick, a different Merit Stick for concealer, the Merit Blush, the Western Atelier contour. I don't use bronzer really in the winter for work. And then I love the RMS Living Luminizers as highlight because they're unclockable. I mean, you can't tell that there's highlight there. So if those go on sale over the holidays, either on Ulta or Pennies, you can get them. So the other color that Gucci came out with, which I thought is Soft Peach, number 10. Thought it was going to be too light. It's actually a beautiful color. That goes so well with that green. Yeah, that's beautiful, that color. Now before we do highlight, I have a new setting powder. Again, I used my gift card from Sephora and the sale price to get this product on the sale because I made fun of anyone who ever bought it, and then I've been using it and I'm like, damn, it's good. Yeah, the Prada. It's like a cream almost, but it's just so nice. You do get a lot of product in it, and it is refillable. And yes, you can use the compact from the eyeshadow if you don't want to, if you want to just buy the refill. You can also buy like little containers on Amazon. I have a lot of my Prada eyeshadows in those. But for this, I'm like pulling it around a lot and using it as a finishing powder. And so I want that to be substantial. But again, wait till you have the points or it's on sale, because that is a lot of money. Albeit, it's a beautiful product. Highlight. We have a new product, the Luminous Silk Aqua Highlighter from Giorgio Armani. This is in 3. I think it's like a rose gold color. I love everything in the Luminous Silk line. The Luminous Silk Foundation, the concealer, the bronzer, the big bronzer chunk brick thing. I love the liquid bronzer drops. Those are way underrated. I don't know why more people don't talk about those. I think it's because you could only get them at Nordstrom for the longest time. The liquid blushes. So I thought it was only fitting that they would come out with a liquid highlighter. And when I put this on the back of my hand, it was really beautiful. I'm sure it would be very beautiful if you could see it. If I was at home, it's going to be hard under this lighting. But it is a really pretty color. It's going to be more subtle on me because it's close to my skin color. But they have like a pearly one I could have got. But I have so many pearly highlighters that this rose gold is just really pretty. I wish that the camera could do it justice because it looks really nice. Especially if you got out in like natural light, you would see it's just it's a really nice, beautiful product. Everything pretty much that I have tried, it may not be my favorite all the time. You know, like the mascara, it's good, but I mean, but it's not bad. Everything Armani puts out, for the most part, is really beautiful. What is this light on my face? Does anyone see that? It's the red box. Okay. For the lip, I have a new lip product. But before we start, I'm going to take Work of Art from Tower and just trace out my lip. After I made my big Sephora sale haul, that's when I had the points to get the Prada powder. But my Sephora sale haul went to my house where I'm not at. So it's sitting on my dining room table now. So I have to go back into Arkansas this weekend. So I'm gonna grab it, and I'm excited to, it'll be like Christmas, because that's been, what, almost 2-3 weeks? Although, I got some new products, but I use the haul, or the Sephora sale really, for refilling products and for skincare. Pat McGrath, you need to have your holiday 40% off sale. You haven't been doing sales this year very much, but you really need to, because I need to get some more products from you. Contour on the bottom of my nose. I need to get rose essence. I need to get the Pat McGrath clicky stick and the under eye setting powder. Those 3 I get every time they're at a good price, because even if I don't need them, I will need them. I use those products more than just about anything. It's those 3, Westman Atelier, the contour stick, the Benefit brow pencil I use a lot. Those are the products that I use all the time, and the YSL mascara. So for the lip, I got as part of the holiday collection, the diamond glitter from Lancome. It matches. It has that same leather and star pattern on the top of it. If the camera, if I can focus. Okay, I'm gonna have to get some sort of new device. This is not working. But I'm just gonna put it on. It looked really pretty in the store. And it is. Yeah. So it appears to be just a clear with a really pretty like silver sparkle. You can see why that would go so well with the blue look featuring this year's palette. Yeah, it's a pretty product. Yeah, I'm really impressed with Lancome, and I hate Charlotte Holcroft for getting me into it, because now I have another product. No, I've only ever bought the holiday Lisa Eldridge collections. I'm not going to do the rest of it. I have enough brands that I religiously follow. So yeah, it's been a really strange 2 weeks. I miss my friends. This has been a challenge. My coworkers have been lovely. It has been so nice to be around people who actually appreciate what you do. And that is a statement on the leadership at my previous university. So the challenges of the tornadoes and the situation here at the apartment and all that, you have to be respected by the people you work with. It doesn't matter what you do. So anyway, I hope you like these looks with the last, and I don't know what that light is again, but I hope you like these looks with the last 2 Lancome holiday palettes. And I hope you'll stick with me. I'm going to get better and better at doing these in this weird setup we have here. And I only have this apartment for another 2 months, and then I've got to figure out, more permanent housing here. But I appreciate you. Please feel free. That's driving me bananas. I can't even imagine what it's doing to you. That must be driving you nuts. I look like I'm in a Jennifer Lopez video. But yeah, follow, subscribe, use my links, whatever you can do to help. It's Unsolicited Advice on Instagram and YouTube. And thanks for watching. I hope that you liked this as dysfunctional as it was.